this video we are going to see how the transformation in trading units happened since the beginning of humanity. And the first one we have is the barter system. You are already aware of the barter system, that previously we didn't had any gold coins or paper currencies or credit cards, debit cards. So people used to trade with barter systems. In barter system, as you can see, we have we used to trade one thing with the other thing. If you want a paper, you might trade it with a pen. So here in front of us we have an example where a man is trading apples for his chicken. But this system had lots of inefficiencies. The first inefficiencies is divisibility. As you can see, if this person he wants 1.5 chicken, it's not possible to get 1.5 chicken. For that we'll have to kill the chicken. The next chicken we have to kill the chicken. Or any 1.5, it's even though he might be okay killing the chicken and getting half of it, but what if he wants like 1.225 or 1.35 of the chicken? It gets very difficult. So that there's a big divisibility problem here. The second problem is ownership. We don't know from where did this guy got the apples, and we don't know from where this guy got the chicken. It might be stolen or whatever. We don't have any track of it. We don't have any trace of it. So what can happen is, tomorrow if this is a stolen chicken and this guy buys for his apple and he's taking this chicken to his farm, by the time the owner of this chicken sees that this guy is carrying his chicken, he might try to sue him. Obviously they were not courts at that time, but he might try to fight him that, man, you are taking my chicken, how could you steal it? But what happened is he had traded. So there's lots of inefficiencies in the system. We don't have information about the product. We don't have information what has happened previously with the product or with the thing basically. So this is the first system called the barter system. Then when it came to currencies, the best and the most evergreen currencies which could ever exist on the face of the earth is gold. To be honest, cryptocurrencies is not replaceable to gold or any currencies in the world. Neither fiat currency, whether you say US dollars or the Kuwaiti dirham or the Dubai currency, whichever currencies, nothing can replace gold. This is a fact. You might disagree with me, but this is a fact. Gold is an evergreen currency. So if you have gold, you are rich forever. So you don't have to worry the price of the gold going up or down. You won't be in loss if you buy gold. So gold is one of the precious currencies in our times, and since very long time, since centuries, or I would say millenniums of years ago and centuries ago, where people dig mine golds. Basically they dig down the earth and get golds from the surface of the earth. Now there were other form of currencies as well. That's why I've used silk and opium. There was during the medieval period we had something called the Silk Road, where people used to trade a lot of stuff with silk. Silk had some value at that time. Right now we know silk. No one wants to give money for silk or change something for silk or use silk as a trading unit. Opium, what happened is, this is the year of previous century when lots of Chinese made manufactured utensils used to go to British. So the Britishers used to give silver coins for that. What happened is, a huge number of silver coins were moving from the British to the Chinese. What happened is, the British got scared that we are losing our silver coins for Chinese utensils, because utensils price won't be there after 100 years or even 50 years. You can say the utensil price will be no more. It can get broken or whatever. Silver is going to be there for a very long time. So what they did is they started giving opium, which is a drug, and ultimately the Chinese were in a big loss. That's a history part of the lesson, because opium, people got addicted to opium, and the manufacturing production also came down. Lots of things came down. Chinese lost their economy. So basically these are few types of trading units which we used a long time ago. Gold is still a trading unit, but as we know, again with gold we don't have huge divisibility. We don't have a good divisibility to, if I want to buy a cup of tea with gold, it's not possible right now. You can probably go with a 1 gram of gold, sell it in a jewelry shop, get some money and then buy it. But directly it's not possible. So we don't have those types of gold coins right now available. And obviously, since gold, another problem with gold is, and even with the barter system, while transportation, while transporting your gold from one place to another, there is always a chance of robbery, theft, attack. And what happened is, our beloved government, they said, okay, what we'll do is, since there is lots of chance of theft, robbery, and it's difficult to carry also, gold gets heavy. If you want to carry lots of gold coins, obviously it will get heavy and difficult to carry. So our beloved governments, they said that okay, we will create our own currency which will be backed by gold. But again, we are not sure about it. There are governments which has happened in the past a lot, and it is happening now also. They are printing currencies not backed by gold. They're just printing currencies at their own will, and that leads to inflation. So fiat currencies is in this era we are living right now, where we are trading everything with fiat currencies. Another problem with fiat currencies is, since it is created by the government, promised that it is backed by gold by the government, and it can be stopped anytime by the government. We experienced that during in the year 2016 November, that our government came and said 500 and 1000 rupees will be working no more. So that shows that we don't have control over the ownership of our money also. We cannot basically control our own money. Our own money is not even controlled by us. It is controlled by the government. So with cryptocurrencies and with blockchain, this is a real revolution, guys, where you are the real owner of your money. No one owns it. No one else can stop you from owning it. No one else can stop you from using it, from transferring it. This is the beauty of cryptocurrencies. We also have other forms of trading units or currencies like online banking and credit cards, debit cards. So again, as I said, even fiat currencies is prone to theft and robbery, not only gold. The good thing about fiat currencies is it is easy to carry. It is very easy to carry, and it has some value also. So, but if you are very scared about robbery and theft, then you can even go for an online bankings. But again, with online bankings, the system is very opaque. It's not transparent at all. Very anonymously, banks are using doing operations behind us. We are not aware what is happening. We have many sorts of problems with online banking. They are benefiting few people. We don't know who they are, and trying to control us also by you are already aware of such things happening. So we have online banking, credit cards and debit cards to make things, like they say, life simpler, but again we don't have huge transparency with such banking systems. So to buy something in the current system, trading in the current system, what happens is, if I want to buy a house or anything, not only a house, in this slide we have a house. What I do is I take my money, okay, go to the bank and ask them that please let me allow to buy this house. Basically my money is with the bank already. So when I'm buying a house, I'll have to ask the bank, can you please transfer this amount of money to this person because I want to buy a house from him, or whatever, whether you go into a grocery store, whether you go into clothing store, an apparel store, or any store, you have to always request to the bank to transfer some money to the vendor. Even while transferring, doing borderless transaction, or inside the same country or inside the same city or a state, you always have to request the bank. The bank is the real third person here who is controlling all the stuff, who is controlling your money. They can block you from sending money also, and they will question you again and again why you are sending money. And if in case, luckily, if you guys get 1 crore rupees today, itself in your bank account, what happens? You might get happy. I will also get happy, but the same day we'll get an income tax raid. So there's no privacy also. Then we'll have to explain them from where did you get it. So all these privacy issues are also there with the current trading system. So as you can see, there's a whole lots of disadvantages with the current financial system. So in this slide, I have stated all the problems. Bank and other third party take fees for transferring money. There's a huge amount of fees right now. Since in our country, in India, the banking system is very nice. While transferring money is in the same country, we don't have any problems. There are also transactions without any transaction fees. But if you are transferring something abroad, if you are transferring something out of India, there's a huge amount of transaction fees involved, and sending like very small amount of money is very infeasible. For example, I want to send just 1000 rupees to US for whatever reason, 1200 rupees, you can say $20 to the US. It is very inefficient. Okay, I'll have to pay probably the equal amount of fees, transaction fees, that I'm sending. Mediating cost increases transaction cost. So obviously there's a third party mediating everything, which increases transaction cost as well. Minimal practical transaction size is limited, cutting off the possibility of small transactions. This is just now I explained. Financial exchanges are slow. Checking and low cost wire services takes days to complete. Another problem, if I want to send it to US, it will take at least 2 days, 3 days, or the banking hours has to be there, all those sorts of stuff. Recently, when I have got some money in my PayPal account, I want to withdraw it to my Indian account. Now it's saying it will take 3 to 5 banking days. It's a headache. Then you have to give them reasons that from where did you get the money also. But with cryptocurrencies, you can instantly give transfer money to any person anywhere around the world instantly. You don't have to worry about it. System is opaque and lacks transparency and fairness. Also, central authority in control can overuse the power and can create money as per their own will. Hi guys, welcome back to this fantastic tutorial presented to you by Eduonix. One thing I would like to show you about cryptocurrencies. Now, cryptocurrencies and blockchain are not same. First, you have to understand that cryptocurrency is a use case of blockchain technology. It is not blockchain. Okay, it is the first product which is developed by using blockchain technology. So regarding cryptocurrencies and the hype, the reason for the hype, as you can see, the market price of cryptocurrencies is over $200 billion. It went up to $800 billion in the month of January. Right now there is a fall going, but soon we will see a rise again. That is my prediction. I might be wrong, but that is my prediction. It should go up. And this is the website CoinMarketCap to see the prices of various cryptocurrencies. The first one is Bitcoin at number one, and as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is nearly $6,500, and that's huge. Ethereum is the second number two cryptocurrency, of which I'm a big fan of. It is $200, nearly $200. And the reason you guys have taken this course is also because of Ethereum. I'll explain you while we do Ethereum. So this is you can here where you can find all the values of various cryptocurrencies. So coming back to our slides, in the previous video we understood the history of trading units from barter system to gold. Then we also had other types of currencies in trading units like silk, opium, and there might be many other forms as well. Then right now we are living in the times of fiat currencies and online bankings, where bank is a very big intermediary or very big third party who is trying to do transactions. And with the third party, that third party is like an adversary here. Okay, it's reading our messages. If I am transferring you 500 rupees, the bank is reading it. It's a third party here. It's reading all our messages that I am transferring you 500, reading all our transactions. So with the help of cryptography, we want to remove this adversary, we want to remove this third party. So let's see what are the possible solutions. We need a system in which cost of transaction is nil or minimal. Obviously, we need a system like this. And with the cost of transaction, I have a very good example for you guys. And that example is of Litecoin. You can see Litecoin is at number 7. It is a very famous coin, Litecoin. And recently, there was a transaction. You can check online as well. $99 USD transaction in Litecoin. So there was a transaction in Litecoin using Litecoin transaction, Litecoin cryptocurrency of almost $100 billion. And imagine the cost of the transaction was only 40 cents and it took 2.5 minutes for that transaction to happen. 2.5 minutes. You can imagine, you can imagine this. It's so efficient, so fast, and with such a less amount of transaction fees. So this is a prime example where you can easily replace a third party like this. Speed of transaction is faster. This is a possible solution. So here I have listed the possible solutions. Record of transaction is transparent and visible to all for better security. So here the record of transaction is visible to everyone. We can see who is cheating, who is not cheating, whether the government who has promised to give this much amount of funds to this sector, to the farmers, to the education sector, to the defense sector, are they giving or they are just putting in their pockets. With a transparency, we can see all the transactions happening, whether it's happening accurately as promised or not. And to see transactions, there's something called an explorer. So if you go on to blockexplorer.com, you will see all the transactions happening in the Bitcoin blockchain. As you can see, every minute, every second, there is transactions happening here. So you can see all the transactions happening in the Bitcoin blockchain. I'll explain this in detail. I just want to show you a few of the links so that you guys get familiar with these links. As you can see, the transactions, all the transactions happening are visible to all. But we don't know the name of the people who are doing transaction, who they are. We just know that the transaction has happened from this some person whose name is not mentioned, from this to this person, which is a legit transaction. Okay, we can see all the transactions. So if there is any malicious transaction happening, we will get to know about that transaction. That's how we got to know about the Litecoin transaction. There is something called Litecoin Explorer which you can search. For every blockchain, every cryptocurrency, there will be an explorer. And you might be wondering that there are some people who don't want to show their transactions. Yeah, we also have a solution for that in blockchain. And for that, we have private blockchains where you don't want everyone to see your transaction. Just a group of people, or especially in enterprise, they don't want to show transaction happening because of many reasons, for security reasons. Now if a big company like Facebook has given some data handling to a third company, okay, and what happens is Facebook is also giving that same task to another company once the contract of this company gets over. So in this situation, what happens is the latest company which is taking up the task, they would see the transactions Facebook has done to the previous company. Okay, so here the transaction privacy is gone. The amount of transaction privacy is gone. Even though Facebook can have its own address, create any amount of address. Now, what is an address? I'll come to that. But this is one of the reasons why enterprise don't want openness and want their transaction to be private. There is no involvement of third parties, hence it is decentralized. Currency creation is not in control of any authority. It is regulated to maintain the value of the cryptocurrency. So the creation of money is not it's not in control of any authority, any government, any banks. No one can just create currency by their own will. It's not possible with cryptocurrencies. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. In the next video, we'll see the fundamentals of blockchain technology, and the first will be the hash functions.